You're running a company in Vietnam. You may have foreign shareholders, overseas partners, or you might be borrowing funds from abroad to support your growth. That brings us to a critical question many companies face sooner or later. Does your foreign loan need to be registered in Vietnam? At first, it may sound like a technical detail, but in reality, this is one of those legal checkpoints that can directly affect whether your funding structure works smoothly, or becomes a compliance problem later on. In this video, we'll take a clear, practical look at when foreign loan registration is required, how to assess your own situation, and what can happen if you assume registration isn't necessary. 1. What counts as a foreign loan? Let's start with the basics. In simple terms, a foreign loan generally refers to a situation where a company in Vietnam borrows money from a lender located outside Vietnam. That lender could be a parent company, a foreign investor, or an overseas business partner. But the definition isn't just about who the lender is. Authorities also look at how the funds are disbursed, the currency used, and whether there is a repayment obligation to a foreign party. So even if you think of the transaction as an internal arrangement, such as a shareholder loan, it may still fall under foreign loan regulations if the lender is overseas. 2. When foreign loan registration is required. So when does a foreign loan typically need to be registered? There are a few common triggers. If the loan term exceeds 12 months, meaning the period from first disbursement to final repayment is longer than 1 year, registration is usually required. Registration is also required if a loan was originally intended to be short-term, but later gets extended beyond 12 months. And importantly, even if a loan was signed as a short-term loan, if there is still outstanding principal after the 12-month mark, the loan will typically become subject to registration. In other words, it's not only the original agreement that matters, it's how the loan actually plays out in practice. 3. When registration may not be required. Are there situations where foreign loan registration may not be required? Yes, but companies need to be careful. For example, a genuinely short-term loan that is fully repaid within 12 months may fall outside registration requirements. Certain trade credits or supplier payment arrangements may also be treated differently under specific conditions. However, this is where many companies make mistakes. Small amounts or short loan terms do not automatically mean exemption. If there is any uncertainty, authorities will expect clear documentation, including contracts, repayment records, and timelines, to prove that registration was not required. 4. Why getting this right really matters. Why does all of this matter so much? Because the consequences of getting it wrong are real. If a loan should have been registered but wasn't, companies may face blocked repayments, difficulties remitting interest, non-deductible interest expenses, audit issues, or even administrative penalties. Banks and regulators may also refuse to process transactions related to unregistered loans. So foreign loan registration isn't just a procedural box to tick, it directly affects how your financing operates day to day. 5. A quick self-check for your loan. Here's a simple self-check you can apply to your own situation. Is your lender located outside Vietnam? Is the loan term longer than 12 months? If it's short-term, are you confident it will be fully repaid within 1 year? Has the repayment schedule changed, or is there a risk of unpaid principal after 12 months? Is the funding clearly documented as a loan, not a capital contribution? If the answer is yes to the first question and to any of the others, your loan likely requires registration, and if you're not completely sure, it's usually safer to treat the loan as requiring registration and confirm with a legal professional. 6. How LTS Law Firm supports clients. At LTS Law Firm, we help companies assess whether their foreign loans require registration, and manage the process from start to finish. We review loan agreements, repayment structures, and lender relationships, advise on registration requirements, prepare filings, liaise with authorities, and guide clients through ongoing compliance obligations. With the right support, you don't have to guess whether registration was needed, you can move forward with clarity and confidence. If your company is borrowing from abroad, or planning to, don't treat foreign loan registration as an afterthought. Make sure you understand whether registration is required before issues arise. Contact LTS Law Firm and let's review your situation together. Visit www.lts.com.vn or reach out directly to our legal team for a consultation. Start your foreign borrowing journey with clarity, not uncertainty.